Whether you're joining a Product Marketing Alliance event for the first time, or if you're a seasoned regular, welcome to the second edition of the Customer Marketing Summit. Before we dive into the day's content, we just want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors, partners, speakers, and you, our lovely audience. From wherever you are watching in the world, we're sure you'll enjoy the sessions from our incredible lineup. With expert presentations, specialist talks, and deep dive panel sessions on the agenda, you are in for a real treat today. To get the most out of these sessions, please ensure you are sharing your feedback and asking all your questions in the comments section, and our speakers will be answering them throughout the day. After the event, a great place to continue the conversation is in the customer marketing channel in the PMA Slack community. If you aren't already a member, hop on over and come and join the discussion. And if that's still not enough, then why not become a PMA Pro member and benefit from unlimited access to exclusive templates, frameworks, and our entire library of videos and slide decks from all our events. So with all that to come, let's dive right into the next session.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me at the Customer Marketing Summit. I'm very pleased to be presenting to you my thought and experience on how to build and scale up a customer reference program to support your business growth. So let me share my screen. So my name is Natalie Barr. I head the customer advocacy team at Temenos. Temenos is the world-leading banking software company. We serve over 3,000 customers in 150 countries, including 41 out of the top 50 banks. 1.2 billion people rely on Temenos for banking today. So with my team, we look after our customer loyalty program, we create customer assets, and finally, we manage the customer reference program. And today, we will talk in detail about this reference program. So why do we need customer references? So in my opinion, three main reasons. First of all, to establish our credibility and position our brand. It's always better when somebody else says that you are great rather than yourself. It's very beneficial to associate your brand with other successful brands and to simply show that you have many customers that trust you and your services or products. To grow your business, to generate new leads, telling a prospect that his competitors have chosen you will certainly attract his attention. Secondly, to close deals, you need to provide references so your prospect can reassure themselves that you have delivered successfully what you claim to be able to. And finally, to retain customers who wants to learn from one another and share experience and lessons. They also want to know that they made the right choice. And the third reason is finally to improve your services and products by receiving feedback from your customers. We at Temenos have even innovated and developed new products in collaboration with some of our customers. So which role are in a company are the role that needs customer references? So different function with different needs. So first of all, of course, salespeople, they need references for RFI and RFPs. They will also require customers that are willing to accept a reference call from a prospect and sometimes host a reference visit in their offices. It is important for sales to understand the stories of our customers, their challenges and successes, so they can share with prospects. Secondly, inside sales, or BDM, as you might call it in some companies, they are trying to qualify leads. And for them, it will be important to drop names in a conversation or email. Important for them to be able to articulate to a prospect why they should talk to us and what we have delivered successfully to their peers, competitors. Thirdly, marketing. We always need references. We always need customers that are willing to speak at an event or webinar or be mentioned in a campaign, in blogs, in social media, on white papers, brochure, on the website, customers to be interviewed by journalists or analysts, and of course, to participate into case studies. And finally, senior executive. They need to show our achievements to investors and prove it with customers. So now that we understood why we need this customer, who needs these customer references, how to build a customer reference database. So maybe before we talk about this, maybe we should first define what is a customer reference. So for me, it's a customer, an account, not a person that has agreed to be a reference for Temenos. We distinguish here between public and non-public references. So public means that customers have agreed to have their logo on our website, that we can mention them publicly, in our marketing materials. Some customers may agree to talk to our prospect and give a reference call, but they don't want their logo to be on our website. It's generally due to internal policy. So this is a non-public reference. So we keep in our database many details on the referenceability of the customer. So first of all, is this customer a public or non-public logo, as we just explained? What are the activities that customers wish to participate in? For example, reference call, site visit, speaking engagement, case studies, video, press and analyst interview. We keep track of each activity that a customer has done. We have a loyalty program with a reward scheme. So when a customer does one of these activities, they earn a number of points, and then they can redeem some perks against these points. So we also record the reference frequency. So how often do a customer want to give a reference call per year, for example? And also, who are these people? So if a customer, if an account is a reference, who at that company will be the person willing to give reference? And there might be different people depending on their function, depending on their responsibilities. So sometimes it might be somebody more from the business side, somebody more from the technical side. It all depends on what is the need. Who do we know? How do we know which customer want to be a reference? Who should we ask to find out? So first of all, we regularly conduct a reference gap analysis. So it means that we look in our database and see for which products or regions or sectors we need to focus our efforts to generate more references. And then also we will consult our wins list or go live list, and we will identify some additional name. Then we will, of course, talk to salespeople, customer success managers, product and services colleagues to identify even more names. Once we got this list of names of people that we would like to become references, we will then talk to salespeople to find out if the customer is ready at this moment to be a reference. And in that case, to introduce us, so we will take over. So once we're taking over, what do we do? How do we enroll the customer as a reference? So we simply talk to the customer, explain what is our product, either by email or verbally on a call. And then we send an email to formalize the fact that we want them to join the program. And also we let them tell us which activity they would like to do with us. As I explained earlier, for example, speaking engagement, reference call, and etc., and the frequency they would like to do it. And once we receive their email, we will archive it. At Temenos, we keep all our customers' information in our CRM system, we use Salesforce, and more specifically, we keep the info that are related to references in a Salesforce app called ReferenceEdge. So now let's imagine that we have this list. So which info do we need to find out in order to build our database? And let's talk a little bit. First of all, what kind of info we need? What kind of details do we need? So beside the referenceability info that I just explained now a few minutes ago, we also need generic information on the account. So such as an account description, region, sector, number of customers, number of assets, etc. We need also to have information on products and modules that they have licensed. And finally, information on the implementation. So which means when did they implement the product, who did that, is that us or partner, and which kind of implementation it was, and etc. So you might need different information in your database. It will all depend on what are the criteria that your salespeople will need to find a reference for their RFPs and RFIs. So how do we find all of this information, right? The one that I just mentioned, the referenceability, the information on products and on implementation, and the generic information on the reference. So it's a cross-functional collaboration to get that customer full view, 360-degree view. My team and I are talking regularly to salespeople, to pre-sales, to customer success managers, to services, support, consulting services colleague, to sales operation and marketing, because each one has a piece of the truth. We also look online. So we look at the customer annual reports, we look on the customer's website, on the press to see the latest news related to this customer. And of course, we talk directly to the customers, right? We do interview them. So once we have created a detailed profile of the customer, we need to constantly update it because the customer situation might change. For example, a merger or an acquisition will take place. The customer is changing his strategy. They bought new products or went live with new solution. A management took place, or maybe at the moment we have some negotiation in place. So it's all of these, or one of these, might prevent temporarily or permanently a customer to be a reference. So now let's imagine that we have built our reference database with all the information about the customer. So how our colleagues will find a customer willing to speak at an event, or customers that would like to give a reference call. So my team used to answer about 1,000 reference requests per year from our colleagues. So colleagues from sales, pre-sales, marketing people, and etc., asking my team, can you please give me a reference, which means a customer that has this product or this module, or that is in this sector, this size, and etc., etc. So we will help all of them with this request. Now, we wanted to be more efficient, of course, and to be able to scale up. So therefore, we have created, with the support of our Salesforce team internally, a new tool in Salesforce that will help our colleague to find this reference themselves. And this tool is a self-service, and we can now maximize our support on large and strategic deals. So what this new tool is about. So it's basically in Salesforce a new tab that a colleague can access, And they will find, like you can see now on the screen, a screenshot of that. So they will find different drop-down menus or fields that they need to fill in, at least one, and say, I'm looking for a reference either in this region, or that has this product, or that has deployed at this date, or the release of the product is this, and etc., many criteria. So they can choose at least one. Then they clicked on Go Search, and a list of references that match these criteria will appear. They can download, export that list. And what they can also do, which is amazing, is next to each name of the customers will be a button which will say generate a PDF. They will click on that button, and immediately a PDF will be generated with all the information that we spoke earlier. So plenty of information on the referenceability, on the company itself, on the products and modules, as well as the implementation for that account. And this is really, it's great because we had to compile all of this information beforehand. So this is the big job. It's all in Salesforce, and we update that as we know any new information. So when people are downloading this PDF, it's always accurate, and it's always the latest information that we have in Salesforce, because all the fields for this PDF is coming from Salesforce fields. So now let's imagine that a salesperson has found a references, and they need to have a reference call for one of their prospects. So we have created here processes for our sales and pre-sales people who need these references to give a call with a prospect. So what these processes are. So we have documented everything very clearly with screenshot. Each process is a PowerPoint with screenshot on each slide. So it's very easy to use and to understand. So first of all, we'll tell them, you need to find your reference, of course. And therefore, they need to use this reference search tool that I just explained a few minutes ago. So once the salespeople went into this tool, find a list of references, and they said, okay, I can see this customer seems to be really good to give a reference to my prospect. So then they will submit a request in Salesforce itself to the account manager of the customer to ask them if this customer can give a reference to the prospect. And the account manager of the customer, after asking the customer, of course, if they agree, will reply in Salesforce and will either approve or decline the request. So now let's imagine the customer said, yes, I'm okay to give a reference. So the account manager will approve, and therefore the opportunity owner, the person who is responsible of the prospect, will receive this okay. And what will they do? They will use the briefing templates that we have created. They will fill it in with all the points and the challenges and the question that the prospect would like to discuss with the customers. Once this presentation is filled in, we'll send it to the customer, who can prepare themselves in advance of the call. Then the call is taking place, and then we need the opportunity owner to fill in Salesforce something very simple that explains, yes, the call took place, tick a box, the call took place. And we also need the the opportunity owner to fill in a very simple survey to explain how the call went. And so we know if we can use again the same customer to give reference or not, to understand also if the person that was giving a reference, if it was somebody maybe too technical or too business, and if they answer correctly the question or not. So this is very important for us to know that. And so yes, so this is how it goes. Also something which is maybe I want to share with you, might work for you too, we're giving to our salespeople some additional commission, and this is to the account manager of the customer. If their customer give a reference, an account manager will get an additional commission, providing the deal closes. So, so that's what we do in terms of reference calls. So something I would like to discuss also is it's something that I feel is pretty important, is the customer's story as sales enablement tools. So I really feel that we need to complement our customer references with great customer story. At Temenos, we are really passionate about customers and their achievement, their success, and we like to shout about it. So we created stories in different formats, you name it, videos, case study, we put it on our website, slides, PDF, and we promote them on our website, on our sales enablement platform, on social media, in our various newsletters and other marketing collaterals. I feel, and we really find that out, that sending a few case studies with an RFP will help greatly, not just the name of who are the customers that have bought the same solution that the prospect would like to buy, but also giving something on the story itself. So it could be a video, it could be a link for them to read about the story. This works very well. So I think that this is it, and here ends my presentation. So thank you very much. I hope that you find it interesting, and if you have any question, please don't hesitate to send me an email or contact me via LinkedIn. You can see all the links on the screen here. So thank you very much for your time.